What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Friday, October 9th, 2015, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Bill Cosby's upcoming deposition in a case filed by Judy Huth will be sealed from the public after a judge denies his attorney's motion to end the case. As part of a Wednesday's hearing at the Los Angeles Superior Court, Judge Craig D. Carlin agreed to keep Cosby's Friday's deposition temporarily private, saying he felt it was, quote, the most reasonable way to approach this because I have no idea what's going to happen at this deposition. Carlin, however, rejected Cosby's legal team's attempts to cut the case short based on claims that Huth made several mistakes when filing a lawsuit in December 2014. The comedian will continue with his scheduled questioning Friday, while Huth, represented by attorney Gloria Allred, will have her deposition October 15th. A hearing is set for December 22nd. Cosby's deposition will be sealed for at least 60 days. Huth is seeking unspecific damages for sexual battery and emotional distress, alleging Cosby sexually molested her when she was 15 years old. She is the first woman to file a sexual assault lawsuit against the comedian since Andrea Constant in 2005. While being disposed for a civil lawsuit in which he was accused of drugging women for sex, Cosby admitted to obtaining and administering quaaludes to those he wished to have sex with the simple one-word answer, yes. Of most of the more than 40 women who came forward to accuse Cosby of crimes, such as sexual assault, a small few may have the legal opportunity to file criminal charges against the comedian. This week, 25-year-old Chloe Goins filed a civil suit against Cosby, claiming he drugged and sexually assaulted her at the Playboy Mansion in 2008. She said outside the LAPD headquarters Tuesday, "Your experience is just like mine," referring to the dozens of other women claiming to be Cosby's victims. "This has been going on long enough. It is time Bill Cosby was held accountable for his actions." Lance Bass shared details about being sexually harassed during his early years of fame, saying the man who committed the inappropriate actions was, quote, a sad person. Soon after revealing his experience on the Mary Vieira show, Bass, 36, took to his Sirius XM radio show Dirty Pop Wednesday afternoon to further explain what happened. He said, "When I was 16, 17, someone we worked with definitely was touching me inappropriately. I even knew at 16 and 17 that, this isn't right. No man should be touching a teenager like this." The former pop star said the pedophile would find ways to embark on the inappropriate behavior, suggesting it was for Bass's own good. The singer, though, said he was aware of the situation and the man was a, quote, sad person and someone he felt bad for. Bass said he did not feel victimized or violated because he was so aware of what was going on. Bass also clarified that neither he nor his bandmates were molested, that I know of, and only experienced inappropriate touching. Bass, who married artist Michael Turchin last year, said, I kind of felt for the guy at the time because, one, I was in the closet, and obviously this guy was probably in the closet. I always felt bad, this guy is just a sad person. Bass revealed on the Wednesday episode of the Mary Vieira show that he and members of his former boy band, NSYNC, were inappropriately touched by a male industry professional when they were first starting out in the entertainment industry. Empathizing with co-host Ashley Judd, who claims she too was a subject to sexual harassment, Bass said men struggle with this in Hollywood just like women do. He says it's a two-way streak. I was even aware then at 16 that this guy was a pedophile and he was touching me oddly, Bass told the other members of the panel. But I didn't feel victimized at the time because I was very aware of it. Bass also detailed how he and his NSYNC bandmates talked about the harassment among themselves, but never felt inclined to share their experience publicly or report it to the authorities. He said, "We would kind of joke about it, but it's not a joking thing. As a kid, it was just odd. I'm glad that we were aware of it and we didn't feel victimized at the time." Dancing with the Stars announced the Season 21 Switch-Up Weeks couple Wednesday. The ABC reality competition revealed the pairs on the People magazine website. The fan-favorite twist will see the contestants team up and dance with a new partner on Monday's episode. Conversationalist Bindi Irwin will perform with Val Chemerinsky. Singer Nick Carter will perform with Whitney Carson. Singer Tamar Braxton will perform with Louis Van Amstel. Actor Carlos Pena Vega will perform with Lindsay Arnold. Actress Alexa Pena Vega will perform with Derek Hugh. Oregon Army National Guard Specialist Alex Scarlatos will perform with Emma Slater. Vine star Haley Greer will perform with Allison Holker. And singer Andy Graham will perform with Sharna Burns. Erwin wrote of the news, super excited to be working with @IamValC on this #SwitchUp week with @DancingABC. We've started for Monday night, and I've been having a blast learning from him. He's an inspiring person, and I'm grateful for his kindness and patience guiding me through each step. Carter tweeted to Carson, @Whitney Carson, I've been such a fan of Team Brown Sugar this season, so excited to work with you this week. Let's do it. She responded, well, I'm honored. Let's do it. Team name anyone. Dancing with the Stars Season 1 kicked off September 14th and airs Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC. Erwin and her regular partner, Hugh, are the number one highest-scoring couple of the season, followed by Braxton Chemerinsky and Carden Burgess, who are tied for number 2. Jennifer Aniston and Jack Houston have signed on to The Yellow Birds. The 46-year-old American actress and 32-year-old English actor will co-star with Ty Sheridan, Will Powder, and Alden Ehrenreich in the forthcoming Cinelou film project. The Yellow Birds is based on the Kevin Powers novel of the same name, which draws on the author's experience as an army machine gunner during the Iraqi War. Powers served in Mosul and Tal Afar, Iraq in 2004 and 2005. The story follows 2 young soldiers, played by Sheridan and Ehrenreich, who meet in boot camp and deploy to Iraq. Ehrenreich's character promises to care for his friend, but finds the task increasingly difficult as he faces the realities of wartime. Aniston will play Sheridan's character's mother, with Houston as an older sergeant who takes the young men under his wing. French director Alexandre Moores, known for Blue Capri, will helm the film, with Courtney Solomon and Mark Canton of Silenu Films as producer. The actress is also scheduled for Mother's Day with Kate Hudson and The Comedian with Robert De Niro. Houston is best known for playing Richard Harrow on HBO's drama Boardwalk Empire and will star in an upcoming remake of Ben-Hur. Lionsgate and Saban Entertainment have revealed the actress who will play the Pink Ranger in the upcoming Mighty Morphin Power Rangers reboot. Actress Naomi Scott, who's the star of The Martian, will play 17-year-old Kimberly Ann Hart, an unconventionally cool high school student who returns to school after a mysterious 6 months absence. According to reports, Hart returns to school with the rebel without-a-cause edgy attitude, but is actually hiding a deep secret. Producers announced the role on Instagram Wednesday, marking the movie's handle's first post. The post read, "It's official. #Naomi Scott will play the Pink Ranger in the Power Rangers movie coming in 2017. According to Variety, Lionsgate is searching for new talent to fill in most of the group. Sources tell the outlet Daniel Zavato, Ross Butler, and Brian Saini Mark are in the run for the Black Ranger role. KJ Apa, Austin Butler, and Mitchell Hope are reportedly being tested for the Red Ranger role. The Power Rangers movie is expected to tell the original stories of the Rangers made famous in the 1990s. The movie will be helmed by Dean Israelite and written by Ashley Miller and Zach Stentz. The film is expected to hit the big screen in January 2017. Actress Ashley Benson is facing heat from netizens after she reportedly said she's considering wearing a Cecil the Lion Halloween costume. According to the U.S. Today, Benson asked her fans whether they like the Cecil the Lion costume, in the caption of a photo of her wearing a lion's costume. Soon after, per the report, she deleted the caption and rewrote it. The new caption read, "Help, I can't decide on my Halloween costume this year. What do you think, guys, of this lion costume?" The quick change may have come too late for the Pretty Little Liars actress, who continued to attract controversy as news of the apparent slip-up circulates. Some fans are defending the celebrity, however, referencing the fact that the costume seller, Yandy.com, actually first named the costume Cecil the Lion. The untimely death of Cecil the Lion became a controversial issue after it was revealed that an American hunter stalked the lion, although allegedly unaware of his status as a local celebrity for sport in Zimbabwe in July. A country-wide favorite, the animal was reportedly lured from the country's Hwang National Park by a guide in order to be killed by U.S. native Walter Palmer. Palmer said in a statement in September, "I had no idea that the lion I took was a known local favorite, was collared and part of a study until the end of the hunt. I relied on the expertise of my local professional guides to ensure legal hunts." Sherlock released an atmospheric trailer for its forthcoming Christmas special Wednesday. The preview sees Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman go back in time to Victorian-era England as Sherlock Holmes and John Watson, respectively. The famed detective muses on the ghosts of his past as he goes to war to solve a sinister case. Executive producer Stephen Moffat said of the special at the San Diego Comic-Con in July, "It's very much the show you know. It's the Sherlock as you know it, but in the correct era. It's one of the best ones we've made. I think it's really terrific." Sherlock premieres on the BBC in 2010 and airs on PBS in the U.S. The series takes place in modern-day London and will begin filming a fourth season in 2016. The upcoming special is expected to air on Christmas Day. Oscar-nominated actress Keira Knightley canceled her Broadway performance in Therese Requiem Wednesday night due to injury. The Imitation Game actress and new mom canceled the October 7th preview show at New York's Studio 54 Theater, blaming minor injury. The play, still in its preview phase, will officially open October 29th. This isn't Knightley's first Broadway slip-up, as at no fault of her own, the actress was loudly interrupted during her debut performance by an unruly fan. An audience member recounted after last week's performance, "As soon as the play started, there was a guy who started yelling, 'This was all Looney Tunes.' I turned and noticed that there was a guy hanging off the mezzanine yelling stuff to a stage. 'Keira, none of this is real. This is all an act. Christ was born of a virgin,' she said. He kept yelling before ending with the perfunctory, 'Will you marry me?' Knightley plays the stage show's protagonist, Therese, who marries a weak and selfish man named Camille, accepting an unhappy fate. She soon falls in love with her husband's childhood friend, Lauren, and enters a dangerous game of passion and secrecy." Disney announced release dates for The Incredibles 2 and other films Thursday. The studio reveals dates for a slew of animated and live-action movies, including its forthcoming Marvel projects. Ant-Man sequel, Ant-Man and the Wasp, was one of such films slated for 2018. Cars 3 will open June 16, 2017. Coco, an animated Pixar collaboration, will open November 22, 2017. Black Panther, a Marvel collaboration starring Chadwick Boseman, will open February 16, 2018. Gigantic, an animated movie, will open March 9, 2018. Toy Story will open June 15, 2018. Ant-Man and the Wasp will open July 6, 2018. Captain Marvel, a Marvel collaboration, will open March 8, 2019. The Incredibles will open June 21, 2019. Cars 3, Toy Story 4, and The Incredibles 2 garnered excitement from fans anxious for the new installments. Cars and its sequel earned $1.02 billion at the box office, while the popular Toy Story series has grossed $1.91 billion. The Incredibles raked in $631 million alone. 80s movie star Rick Moranis has declined to appear in director Paul Feig's upcoming female lead Ghostbusters reboot. The elusive actor, who hasn't played a live-action role since 1997, sat down with The Hollywood Reporter on Wednesday to talk about his career and why he decided not to come back for Ghostbusters. He said of the new movie, "I hope it's terrific, but it just makes no sense to me. Why would I do just one day of shooting on something I did 30 years ago?" Moranis stated during the interview that he has not retired and is willing to start acting in movies again. He says, "I'm interested in anything that I would find interesting. I still get the occasional query about a film or television role, and as soon as one comes along that piques my interest, I'll probably do it. But Ghostbusters didn't appeal to me." So far, the new reboot has been able to bring back together original cast members Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and Sigourney Weaver. Ghostbusters opens in theaters July 22nd next year and star Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon. And a passing to report. Celebrity chef Paul Prudhomme has died after experiencing a brief illness in New Orleans. He was 75. His prominent French Quarter restaurant, K. Paul's Louisiana Kitchen, confirmed the news Thursday morning with Gambit, although the cause of death is unknown. Prudhomme was an internationally acclaimed celebrity chef known for his skills in Creole and Cajun cuisines. He opened K. Paul's in 1979, introducing the greater portion of the United States and the world to rural Louisiana cooking. The celebrity chef published several cookbooks, released a collection of spices, and appeared frequently on cooking shows and other television programs throughout his career. Local food historian Poppy Tucker took to Gambit. Paul Prudhomme changed forever the way Louisiana food is regarded in the world. He has had such an incredible influence on our cuisine that you can find a touch of Paul on restaurant plates across the city and the country today. Isaac Troops, a fellow New Orleans-based chef, wrote a message of condolences after hearing the news. Sharing a photo of Prudhomme on Instagram, Troops wrote, "We lost a culinary legend today." Prudhomme was born the youngest of 13 children in Opelousas, Louisiana, on July 13, 1940. In 2012, he was honored as a pioneer of American cuisine by the Culinary Institute of America and was a well-known philanthropist. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced its 15 nominees for 2016, including Janet Jackson, NWA, The Smiths, and Nine Inch Nails. The other nominees, all eligible this year because they released their first album or song during or before 1990, include rock bands The Cars, The Smiths, Cheap Trick, Chicago, and Yes. Disco band Chic and the funk band that behind the late James Brown, the JBs, are also this year's nominees. Additional hopefuls include Shaka Khan, Mexican band Los Lobos, The Spinners, and Steve Miller. This year marks Chic's 10th nomination for a spot in the Hall of Fame. It is the 4th nomination for rap group NWA. Singer Janet Jackson, currently on a world tour to promote her upcoming album, is believed to be a frontrunner on this year's ballot. Before the inductees are announced in December, fans are given the opportunity to vote alongside over 800 music industry professionals, historians, and artists for whom they believe deserves an induction. Voting begins October 8th and ends in December 9th on rockhall.com. The top 5 artists will receive a spot in the hall during a ceremony held in New York in April 2016. Rock legend Tom Petty admits for the first time to having a heroin addiction in the 1990s, the author of a new book says. In a recent interview with the Washington Post, musician and writer Warren Zane said that the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer gave him total access to write an unauthorized biography. The big revelation is that Petty became a heroin addict in the 1990s. He eventually kicked the habit and wants people to know it. Zanes, the author of Petty, the biography, said, "That happens when the pain becomes too much and you live in a culture where people have reached in the direction of heroin to stop the pain. He's a rock and roller. He had encounters with people who did heroin, and he hit a point in his life when he did not know what to do with the pain he was feeling." Zanes became friends with Petty when his former band the Fuegos were opening for Petty and the Heartbreakers in the 1980s. Zanes got to be around for the creation of Petty's famous side act, the Traveling Wilburys, too. Petty was impressed by Zane's biography of singer Dusty Springfield, so when Zanes asked him for help on the book, Petty let him have free rein. But Petty asked director Peter Bogdanovich to keep his addiction out of his documentary Running Down a Dream, and Petty was worried that people would take his addiction the wrong way if it came out in the book. Zane said, "The first thing he said to me on the subject is, I'm very concerned that talking about this is putting a bad example out there for young people. If anyone is going to think heroin is an option because they know my story of using heroin, I can't do this. And I just have to work with him and say, I think you're going to come off as a cautionary tale rather than a romantic tale." Zane said about why Petty became an addict in his 40s, "I wanted to show that Tom Petty is a man who lives in the bulk of his life in the album cycle. He wrote songs, they record those songs, they put a record together and with artwork, they released it, and they went out on the road to support it, over and over and over and over. But then, when he left his marriage and moved into a house by himself, things slowed just long enough that all of that past came right as he was coming into the pain of not being able to control the well-being of his kids and not being able to control a dialogue with his ex-wife. The classic situation of midlife pinning a person down to the mat." Petty, the biography arrives in bookstores November 10th. Pop star Selena Gomez has opened up about being diagnosed with lupus and having to undergo chemotherapy in a new revealing interview. Gomez sat down with Billboard magazine recently for their October 17th issue and dropped the bombshells. The actress told the magazine about her time away from the spotlight. "I was diagnosed with lupus, and I've been through chemotherapy. That's what my break was really about. I could have had a stroke. I wanted so badly to say, you guys have no idea I'm in chemotherapy. You're assholes. I locked myself away until I was confident and comfortable again," she said. The 23-year-old is also wanting to stay out of the public eye due to the harsh criticism she has faced regarding her weight. Gomez said, as reported by Page Six, "This was the first year I ever dealt with anyone talking about my body. I landed at the airport and people would yell out, 'You're fat, it's awful.'" Gomez has turned a new leaf when it comes to her body issues. The songstress recently released her latest album, Revival, and even posed nude for the cover. Gomez says she has used this project as a way to channel her frustrations. Gomez says, "I'm so fucking nice to everybody and everyone is so vile to me. I've been working since I was 7 years old. I've been a UNICEF ambassador since I was 17 years old. It's so disappointing that I've been a tabloid story." When it came to the time to record new songs, Gomez says, "The hate motivated me." Gomez's second studio album, Revival, featuring the hit single Good For You with rapper A$AP Rocky, drops October 9th. On Monday, Gomez announced plans for a world tour of the Revival album for 2016. GQ magazine has unveiled Taylor Swift as its latest cover model for the upcoming November issue. For Swift's first cover shot with the magazine set in Malibu, the Bad Blood Strongsters don a simple black bikini underneath a skin-tight nude-colored dress. Her hair is wind-swiped and wavy, giving the star a relaxed look. Grammy-nominated celebrity, an interview with the magazine's Chuck Kulsterman will be published next week, GQ reports. Kulsterman is quoted as writing in the magazine's announcement, "If you don't take Swift seriously, you don't take contemporary music seriously. There's simply no antidote for this kind of career. A cross-genre, youth-oriented, critically acclaimed colossus based entirely on the intuitive songwriting merits of a single female artist. It's as if mid-period Garth Brooks was also an early Liz Phair, minus the hat and the swearing." He writes, "As a phenomenon, it's an absolute phenomenon." Music superstar Rihanna has revealed the artwork and the title of her highly anticipated 8th studio album. The new project entitled Anti was announced Wednesday at the Mama Gallery in Los Angeles. Israeli artist Roy Netcham was also in attendance and debuted the artwork he designed for Rihanna's album cover during a private viewing. The singer said to a crowd of cheering fans before the artwork was revealed, "This is my favorite album cover I've ever done." The cover features a drawing of a young Rihanna holding a black balloon while having her eyes covered by a golden crown. A splash of red can be seen covering the white background that features a poem written by Chloe Mitchell in Braille. The overall theme of blindness was conveyed by Rihanna, who said after the unveiling, "Sometimes the ones who have sight are the blindest." The Bitch Better Have My Money singer later posted the album's art to Instagram with the hashtag Anti. No new music from the album was played at the event. Rihanna has yet to release a new LP since 2012's Unapologetic. Recently, Rihanna teamed up with Jay-Z and Beyonce to file a lawsuit against French retailer 11 Paris for using their names, lyrics, and faces on articles of clothing without permission. Justin Bieber was photographed nude on his Bora Bora vacation Tuesday. The 21-year-old Canadian singer stripped down to go skinny dipping in his private pool as rumored girlfriend Jade Pierce lounged in her robe. The pair arrived on the French-Polynesian Isle over the weekend. The snapshots obtained by the New York Daily News sparked renewed debate about individuals' right to privacy. Some compared the pictures to the celebrity nude photo hack of last year, which actors Jennifer Lawrence and Jennifer Garner decried as a sex crime and violent abuse of women. One fan wrote on Twitter, "It's sad at Justin Bieber, #respect Justin's privacy," including a screenshot of Bieber saying, "I am human." People often forget that on the Ellen DeGeneres show back in February. Bieber has shared clothing photos of himself enjoying the sun the same day on Instagram. The singer hasn't commented on the revealing snapshots, which also raised concerns about paparazzi intrusion. The photos are believed to have taken with a long focus lens. Bieber apologized for his previous bad behavior this year, asking fans for another chance following his multiple run-ins with the law in 2014. The singer's last release, Believe, was in June 2012 and will follow up with his 4th studio album, Purpose, which comes out on November 13th. And now let's look back at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1976, Disco Classical Hybrid, a fifth of Beethoven, is the #1 song on the U.S. pop charts. The first academically trained multi-instrumentalist ever to set the nation's disco dance floors on fire, Walter Murphy turned his knowledge of classical repertoire and his commercial ambitions into a smash hit record called A Fifth of Beethoven, which reached the top of the Billboard pop charts on this date in 1976. Walter Murphy took his musical training further than most, studying jazz and classical piano at the Manhattan School of Music before setting out on a career as a commercial jingle writer in the early 70s. Both aspects of his experience would come into play in achieving pop stardom. Murphy's acumen in spotting a potential trend is what gave him the idea to create his masterpiece. Apparently inspired by the success of the Toys' 1965 adaptation of a Bach minuet into a minor pop hit called A Lover's Concerto, Murphy booked himself some studio time and set about trying to craft a hit of his own by disco-flying the classics. Playing all the instruments himself, Murphy recorded a variety of samples on a demo tape and circulated it among New York record labels, receiving only one response, from Private Stock Records. With Private Stock's blessing, Murphy's added Ludwig Beethoven's Symphony No. 5 in C minor into a fifth of Beethoven, which was released in the spring of 1976 under the name Walter Murphy and the Big Apple Band. A fifth of Beethoven took Murphy and his label by surprise and rocketed up the charts to the top spot on the Billboard Hot 100 charts on this date in 1976. As great as a success as was for Walter Murphy, his record had an even bigger second life after its initial fall from the pop charts when it was selected for use in the film Saturday Night Fever and on the multi-platinum Saturday Night Fever soundtrack album. Following up disco singles by Walter Murphy based on works by Rimsky-Korsakov and George Gershwin failed to repeat the success of A Fifth of Beethoven. Murphy continues to have a successful career in commercial music, however, with his most recent significant credit coming as the composer of the theme song from the television animated series Family Guy. And that's your entertainment report for Friday, October 9th, 2015. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and I'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend, good night, and God bless you all.